I must admit, I like that ending a lot more. Now, I don't want to alarm anyone. Is your debris cat making too much noise all the time?
I haven't really prepared for this.
Hello and welcome back to a day after edition of Hawks Recap. My name's Clay. Thank you for tuning in. The Blackhawks have just completed their 16th game of their shortened 56-game schedule, their final game of a 2-game series with the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the final game between these two teams in Chicago for this season. The Blackhawks tie in regulation, but then pick up the victory in overtime. Final score 3-2. The Hawks came into this game with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, thinking that they probably deserved a little bit better fate than they got Thursday night when they blew a 2-goal lead not once but twice against this Blue Jackets team. Lankinen didn't have the greatest of games either. He gets the start once again, looking for a bounce back, and he had it. Blackhawks came out of the gates looking like a team with a chip on their shoulder. Definitely were the better team in that opening frame. Outshot Columbus 14-9 in that first period. However, it was Columbus who were the ones that found the back of the net. Just about 6.5 minutes into the game, Zadorov can't quite keep the puck in at the offensive blue line. Patrik Laine picks the puck up in the neutral zone, takes it into the offensive zone, where Nicholas Beaudin's in pretty darn good position. He's got a stick in the shooting lane, but unfortunately it's Patrik Laine, and he's pretty darn good at shooting the puck. Pulls the puck in, changes the angle a little bit around Beaudin's stick, and just snipes it past Lincoln. I mean, there's not really much room at all, but Laine found it. It was a snipe. What can you say other than good shot? I'm going to be happy once Laine is no longer in the Central Division, that's for sure. Now, as great as Patrik Laine is at shooting a frozen rubber disc, he's not that great at throwing human fists. He gets into a fight with Brandon Hagel, and despite Hagel being a couple inches shorter and about 30 pounds lighter, he straight up wrecks Laine, which was pretty impressive to watch. In fact, everything Hagel's done so far this season has been pretty impressive, besides not being able to find the back of net. He will one day, he will. But how can you not love a guy who gives it 110% every time he steps onto the ice? Loving Hagel right now. And the rest of the Hawks bench are too. This certainly gave the Hawks some momentum, or at least regained some momentum after going down by a goal. But I want to say this fight really, turn this game on its head, because I think the Blue Jackets got some momentum from this fight as well. Laine's not a fighter, and the fact that he was able to stick up for a teammate, or that he did stick up for a teammate, even though it didn't fare well for him, I still think kind of benefits, a Tortorella, coach team. So I think both teams benefited from this, but the Hawks certainly did benefit from Hagel's haymakers. Now, the Hawks had 2 power plays in that first period to be their only power play opportunities of the game. And they had some good puck movement, some good looks, some good opportunities, but the passes were just a little bit off. And that seemed to be the case for most of this game. Passes just weren't quite crisp enough to have it in the wheelhouses of their scorers, and that really kind of detracted from the opportunities that they created. A couple pucks hit the post. Korpisalo made some saves, but with how hot the Hawks power play has been so far this year, it wasn't at the level that we've come to expect, and so Hawks can't convert on their power play, and it looked like maybe special teams was going to be the difference of this game, unfortunately, once again. So the Hawks down by 1 going into the second period, despite playing a pretty darn good first period. We've seen that a couple times already this season. It's not really much of a surprise, but the Hawks come out once again in the second and play well, and this time they do find the back of the net. Just over 3 minutes into the period, Nicholas Beaudin gets his second career NHL goal, very similar to his first, which he scored, just last game against the Blue Jackets. Similar looking play, shot from the point. This time, instead of going wide and hitting off the end boards, it's just a rebound right to the front right of the goaltender. Same spot, Nicholas Beaudin inserts himself in there. Instead of picking up the puck and beating Korpisalo far side, he beats him short side, keeping the goalie on his toes. Beaudin is a pure goal scorer from the defensive end, and the Hawks tie this game up at 1. The rest of that period would be pretty back and forth, both teams getting some good looks, both goaltenders making some pretty darn good saves, but with about 5 minutes left to go in that middle frame, it was the Blue Jackets that would retake the lead. Shot from the point gets redirected by Cam Atkinson, 5-hole by Lankinen, and the Blue Jackets go up 2-1. Now the Hawks would have a glorious opportunity to tie this game up with just under 2 minutes left to go in the second period. Offensive zone draw for the Hawks, but they lose it. But the puck kind of careens and bounces out front right to Dylan Strome, who's all alone with Korpisalo, makes a move, beats Korpisalo, wide open net, and Strome can't lift the puck. Puck goes straight into Korpisalo's leg pad, stays out of the net. What a glorious chance that was. But unfortunately, this game goes into the third period with the Blue Jackets still leading 2-1. It was at this point in time where the Blue Jackets would activate shutdown mode, which would make it incredibly difficult for the Hawks to generate anything offensively. Blue Jackets did a great job clogging up passing lanes and blocking seemingly all of the shots. Hawks would get outshot 12-4 in that third period because of it. It looked quite bleak for a while. It looked like another frustrating night for the Hawks, another 0-point night, 0-point series against the Blue Jackets, which is incredibly frustrating considering that, the first game of this series, Blackhawks, blew a 2-goal lead not once but twice, and then in this game, they played well in the first 2 periods and were only down by a goal because of a perfect snipe by Line and a perfect redirect by Atkinson. And it's hockey, like that happens, but it's so frustrating when you're on the wrong side of it. But thankfully, the Blackhawks have elite sniper Carl Soderberg. With just under 4 minutes left to play in the game, Blackhawks with a great forecheck in the offensive zone. Blue Jackets trying to skate it out. Really should have been able to get the puck out of the zone, but they don't. 2 great sticks, first by Beaudin, then by Kurashev, knocks the puck into the high slot where Soderberg is. His long reach picks up the puck. He does a turnaround shot. Puck hits the bar, but unlike Gordon Bombay, Carl Soderberg knows how to hit the right side of the bar, and it goes bar and in past Korpisalo, and this game is tied up at 2 goals apiece, and that's how it would stay, and we're going into overtime. The bonus hockey period would not last very long in this one, and the Hawks would have control of the puck for pretty much the entire 35 seconds of it. Patrick Kane with the puck, right-hand boards of the offensive zone, but he gets stripped by Foligno. Thankfully, Foligno makes a bad pass and turns it over right away in the neutral zone. DeBrincat has it. He comes into the offensive zone, does a switch with Kane, drops it to Kane. DeBrincat heads to that far post. Foligno does not follow him for whatever reason. Decides to double-team Patrick Kane, but that's a bad idea because Patrick Kane's going to find that open guy. Kane, saucer pass to DeBrincat. It's fluttering a little bit of a chunky saucer pass. I don't know if it was tipped, but it's fluttering, and puck comes to DeBrincat's stick. It kind of pops up straight in the air because DeBrincat can't quite get a whole lot of good stick on that puck with it fluttering all about. But thankfully, DeBrincat has spring training on his mind and just bats that puck in past Korpisalo, and the Hawks come from behind, get the overtime victory. Chelsea Dagger has never been happier. I know that's a little bit of an exaggeration. We've had some really happy moments with Chelsea Dagger over the years. But still, a great victory, a great 2 points to get right before embarking on a 6-game road trip. First stop being Detroit, so we're about to get 2 more doses of the Blackhawks-Red Wings rivalry. And even though we shouldn't be taking the Red Wings lightly, because you really shouldn't be taking any team in this league lightly, it's the NHL. These are professional athletes, despite what records say. This is as good of an opportunity as any other for the Blackhawks to get their road trip started off on the right foot. Now, before I end this video, there's one last thing I have to do. Because it is the end of the week, I have to award my Hawks Recap Blackhawks Player of the Week award. 5th week of this season, 5th award handed out. First to this player. He has been absolutely on fire since coming back from the COVID list. 6 points this week, 4 goals, 2 assists. Congratulations to Alex DeBrincat, who has just won this prestigious and historic award. And with that, I say thank you so much for watching this episode of Hawks Recap. Thank you for waiting to the next day to watch it as well. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Always read them. Like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate that as well. But most importantly, stay safe, make good decisions, and I'll see you next time.